So at that point, did you realize, oh shit, I fucked up?
Yes, sir.
Like maybe I went a little too far? Okay, so just to clarify, the story that you told us on Monday night is not the story that happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is Adrian Vetter, and she's about to explain how a healthy 10-month-old baby ended up with catastrophic brain injuries while in her care. On June 5, 2023, emergency responders rushed to an in-home daycare in Wichita Falls, Texas, after receiving a call about a baby suffering what was described as a seizure. The child was 10-month-old Sean S.J. Mitchell. When paramedics arrived, they found him unresponsive and fighting for his life. At first, the story sounded like a tragic accident. Adrian Vetter, the 22-year-old daycare operator responsible for watching the infant, claimed S.J. had fallen and hit his head, but doctors quickly discovered injuries that didn't match her explanation. The baby had suffered severe head trauma, multiple brain bleeds, and injuries that child abuse specialists said were consistent with violent abuse. Investigators soon realized they weren't looking at an accident. As S.J. was rushed to Cook Children's Medical Center in Fort Worth, detectives began questioning the person who had been alone with him that day. The more they examined the evidence, the more problems they found with Vetter's account. Medical experts believe the injuries were far too severe to have been caused by a simple fall. Detectives believed she knew exactly what had happened inside that house. What started as a medical emergency was quickly becoming a homicide investigation.
Have you been told of S.J.'s condition or anything?
His mom told me he had a brain bleed, and I was really concerned on how, because it still doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Nothing makes sense at all. I know what happened. I saw what happened. I saw, but I didn't saw. Like I was there all day. I didn't step outside. I didn't leave. Like it was literally impossible for SJ to physically something like.
Hitting his head, throwing a fit or anything, just one time?
Just one time.
Okay. That's one thing I was going to go over with you. I got some medical records from the kid.
Okay.
I talked to the ER doctor. By the time I got there, the kid was already being taken to the airport with mom. They're flying him out. But there was some concerns because he actually had two subdural hematomas on both sides of his brain, which is brain bleeds on the left side and the right side.
Right.
And the locations of the brain bleeds are noted, and there was quite a big concern with the doctor as far as what his medical evaluation of SJ was. They're pretty soft, meaning if they fall from 2 or 3 foot, chances of them having a severe injury are pretty low.
Right.
And you even said he had a soft spot on the back of his head and top of his head.
Yes, sir.
To me, that doesn't necessarily add up with if he threw his head back and he's 10 months old. Granted, I've not seen the kid. I don't know how big he could be. A little Hulkster. I don't know. But you would know him better than I would. I wouldn't think, just common knowledge based off of what I've my training and everything, I don't know that I would expect him to have 2 brain bleeds, one on either side of his brain,
Right.
just from him throwing his head back, having a tantrum. You know what I mean? Do you have any kind of anger problems or short temper, short fuse, anything?
No, sir.
No?
I'm on meds for everything.
So what are you on medication for, if you don't mind me asking?
Depression, anxiety. I have bipolar 1, PTSD, but I'm on meds, so like
Right.
I'm very.
Got it pretty under control.
Yes, sir. Sertraline, hydroxyzine, and Buspar.
And the boost parts for the
Anxiety.
anxiety? Okay. You got it pretty well under control, you
Yes,
think?
sir. I put myself on meds to better myself for my daughter, and I'm probably the best version of Adrian you could possibly meet. If you would have talked to me 2 years ago, you wouldn't have liked her.
Okay. I understand. Everybody's different. The doctor told me he was kind of concerned because the type of injuries that SJ had was pretty common with shaken baby syndrome. which is kind of why we got called out.
Right.
And anytime a kid gets care flighted out of here to Cooks for something that seems simple but doesn't match up, that's why we get brought in, just to make sure we have all of our T's crossed, all of our I's dotted.
I completely understand.
Is there any cameras other than the baby the baby monitor that you have in the bedroom? Is there any other cameras within the living room or anything?
Nope, I don't have any cameras on the inside.
Okay.
I have a camera by my front door,
Uh-huh.
and I have a camera by my back door, so I can see who's driving past my house at all times.
What kind of cameras do you have? Is it like a doorbell camera or no?
No, they're like light bulb cameras, so it looks like a light bulb, but it's really not. It's a camera.
Is it through a specific service or?
I ordered them off of Amazon. It's just this little app.
Okay, so Bluetooth to your phone,
Yes, sir.
essentially, or Wi-Fi
Yes,
rather.
sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me? Do you have anything to add that I may not have asked about?
I just want to know if he's okay. I know he's probably not. I'm still concerning myself on literally everything that happened, but I love SJ as my own, and I'm a mom. I don't even put my hands on my own kid. I like swat her hand if she does something she's not supposed to, but I don't. It breaks my heart when I even get on to my own daughter.
Right.
So I don't even like seeing SJ cry. Like, it breaks my heart. I'm just like, I don't know what to do because I'm not mommy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's only so much Auntie Adrian can do because mommy's not there.
I got you. You want to see who's the guy that's out there?
My husband,
Your husband? What's his name?
Mason Tony,
Tony.
Toney.
Okay, so you didn't change your last name, I guess, when you guys got married.
No, I had to change it.
I'm not judging you. I just want to make sure. How long you guys been married?
Almost a year.
Okay. What's his birthday? Do you know?
So July 25th.
You better know it if he's your husband.
Oh, I think it's July 25th of 2000.
Of 2000.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you guys live together over at 114 Becky.
Yes, sir.
Do you know his phone number?
Not by heart, no.
Does he work anywhere?
He works at Firestone,
Firestone, which the one on Maplewood? Or, I mean, McNeil?
Lamar.
Oh, the one downtown.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's he do downtown? I mean, what's he do at Firestone?
He's a mechanic. He does oil changes, brakes, kind of all of it. He's still in training a little bit, so he learns new things here and there.
Okay. And the other girl that's out there,
That's my sister,
your sister? What's her name?
Ashley Vetter.
Ashley?
Mhm.
Do you know her birthday?
August 29th of 2004.
Where does she live at?
She lives with me.
With you as well? Okay.
At the start of the interview, Adrian presents herself as confused and deeply concerned, repeatedly emphasizing that she cannot understand how SJ suffered such severe injuries. Detectives quickly shift the conversation toward the medical evidence, explaining that specialists found trauma far beyond what would normally result from an accidental fall. As the seriousness of the situation becomes clear, investigators begin assessing Adrian's temperament, mental health history, access to surveillance footage, and household relationships, while quietly establishing a baseline for her behavior before moving into more direct accusations.
Where does she live at?
She lives with me.
With you as well? Okay. Does she have a phone number that you know?
She does, but I don't know it by heart.
So how are they involved? Did they show up to your house after 911 or?
No, after everything happened, I called my husband. I was crying, and he left work immediately, and he came home to make sure I was okay, to just keep me company. He left work early. My sister didn't get off early. She came home around like 5:30. She got off late.
And where does she work at?
AutoZone.
On which one?
Kemp.
How long has she lived with you guys?
We've been there for 2 months, so 2 months.
Okay. I think if I missed anything. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Let me step out, talk to my boss, and then hopefully get you out in the hallway, and I'll go talk to Mason and Ashley and wrap this up and get it taken care of. All right. Give me 1 sec. All right. Sorry to take so long. So a couple things. Do you are you willing to walk me through your phone just to make sure that I can prove that you called 911 and there was no other communications except for obviously your husband and Felicity? And then when Felicity dropped FJ off this morning, did he have any other, did he seem not normal? Or did he have any other odd behaviors or anything when she dropped him off to you?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, he literally, like I said, he was literally fine all day until he wasn't fine.
Okay. I believe you're being truthful and honest with me. But like I said, because I don't know his condition other than what the doctor told me at the hospital, which is what I told you, that he has 2 separate brain bleeds. Obviously, if I have to go to Cook's tomorrow to visit with Mom and figure out kind of more what's going on, his condition could change for the worse. It could change for the better. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But that's probably on the agenda. Just to make sure that we're all on the same page, would you be willing to sign a consent to search your house? And then primarily it's just for photographs. Just so we can say, okay, she's pointing out that it happened here. Here's a photograph of the scene. She said she was in the kitchen. Here's the distance. Here's, that way we've got everything dotted and crossed, so we don't have to call you back tomorrow or interview you again. Some of it's pretty stressful, you guys having to deal with that.
Yes, I mean, I'm pretty stressed out. Like, obviously I don't like being accused of nothing. I know I'm not being accused of anything.
No, you're not being accused. You're trying to figure out.
And whenever all the cops showed up the second time, me and my husband and my sister were all looking at each other like we thought everything was okay. The cops literally told me that how I did a good job on SJ, and they never said 2 words. They checked on me. They were like, "Are you okay?" Like, I'm shooken up, and I'm okay.
Yeah. I just don't think nobody expected him to have the injuries that he had.
Right.
Once they got the scans of his CT scans of his brain, they're like, "Oh shit, this is changed dramatically. Now we got to ship him out and get him critical care quick." And I don't think they expected that. So would you be willing to sign a consent for that, just to take photographs of the inside, kind of get bearings of what you're talking about? That way I have a better understanding of the positioning. And you can even meet us out there and show us exactly where he was and where you were and where your daughter was. That way we can get a better understanding and idea. And if this was a complete accident, that's what they're called, accidents. Right. Accidents happen. But we're just trying to nail a concise timeline of what happened, and just to make sure we're not missing anything. Yes, if this is an accident, no harm, no foul, and hopefully he makes a full recovery.
Right.
But yeah. Well, if you'll agree to sign the consent, we'll get that done. Let me see. The address is 114 Becky Drive, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the zip code out there? I think it's 06.
I think it's 76306.
Okay. Can you describe, is it a trailer house, a house, an apartment?
It's a trailer house. It kind of looks like a barn.
So it's 1 story, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
1 story. What color is the trailer?
It's red.
Red?
It really looks like a barn.
Okay.
With no obvious contradictions emerging, detectives continue gathering details while subtly expanding the scope of the investigation. Adrian remains cooperative, agreeing to provide access to her phone and home while maintaining that nothing unusual occurred before the medical emergency. Investigators use a reassuring approach, repeatedly framing the incident as a possible accident while emphasizing the severity of the child's injuries. At the same time, they began documenting the physical environment, preserving evidence, and locking Adrian into a specific timeline that can later be compared against medical findings.
So it's one story, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
One story. What color is the trailer?
It's red.
Red?
It really looks like a barn.
Okay. Is it a single-family dwelling? I mean, only one family lives in there, right?
Yeah, it's just me, my husband, my daughter, and my sister.
Okay. We can fill the rest of this out later. So were the fire department and ambulance and police already there by the time Mason got there?
They've already done left and gone. Like the police and the ambulance made it there before Felicity did.
Oh, okay. Perfect. I'll go talk to Mason real quick, see if he can go get your phone. And I mean, you can just kind of walk me through everything, make sure we're not missing anything, then we can get you guys out of here. Just, I know it's getting kind of late. So, give me 1 sec, and I'll. I may have him sign that later. Yeah, give me 1 sec. Quick. All right, sorry about that. Is that it? What kind of phone is that?
An iPhone XR. It's really old.
Oh, okay. No worries. So if you can just show me, I guess, the phone calls.
This is when I called Felicity, called 911.
Do you have a second?
Yeah. No, that's it. Okay, and so you laid him down where?
In my daughter's bed.
In Sawyer's crib, or just on the floor?
In Sawyer's crib.
In Sawyer's crib, okay. Is there anything in that crib?
And just a pillow and sheets.
A pillow and sheets? Okay. How was he acting when you put him in the crib? You said he was fussy?
Yeah, he was fussy. I gave him a pappy. Sorry, I call him pappies, but
Pacifier?
Yes.
Okay.
I gave him a pappy because he recently started using it, and his mom said if he ever is way too fussy, give him his pappy. If he doesn't want it, put on trolls. And I was like, okay.
Okay. Is there a TV in Sawyer's room?
No, I'm working on it though.
Okay.
It would be nice to have a TV.
How long did he sleep on Monday? You said you put him in there about 11:30?
Mm-hmm.
How long did he sleep for on Monday?
It was a 3-hour nap, so.
A 3-hour nap?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he was still asleep when my husband came home from his lunch break.
Okay.
So I want to say my husband went,
How long was Mason at home for his lunch break?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Like 30 minutes, I did.
Okay. So SJ took a 3-hour nap. You put him in his crib at 11:30. What time did he wake up from his nap?
Around 2:33.
Around 2:30 or 3 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What did when Mason came home for lunch? Was he taking a nap?
No.
What time did Mason come home for lunch?
Around 1:30, 1:40.
So you put SJ in the crib at 11:30. Mason came home at 12:30 or 1 o'clock, or did you say 1 o'clock or 1:30?
1 o'clock.
He came home at 1 o'clock, and you said SJ was not sleeping.
I still was sleeping.
He was sleeping.
Yes.
Okay. Mason was only there for 30 minutes. Did Mason have any interactions with SJ when he came home for lunch on Monday?
No, sir.
No? Okay. So what time would you say that SJ woke up on Monday?
Around 1:32.
Around 1:30 to 2? Okay. I'm just making sure, that's all. I'm just making sure I'm not leaving any details out. 1:30. And then how did he wake up? How did you notice he woke up?
He was literally just laying in his bed and he stood up and just hanged, like was holding the crib, like he was literally fine.
Okay.
Like nothing out of the normal, no crying, no nothing. Like at one point in the day he was sleeping on my chest, like everything was fine.
And those are the photos that you sent to Felicity, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You had mentioned before that Felicity had told you that you don't have to send her updates and photos and text messages about SJ
Yes, sir.
all the time. Do you remember when that conversation took place? And was it a voice conversation like on the phone, or was it a text message, Snapchat, Instagram, anything different?
It was on Snapchat.
It was on Snapchat?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm assuming you saw him on the baby monitor, stand up in the crib.
Yes.
You went, did you go and pick him up?
I did. I went to pick him up, and we went to the living room, and Sawyer was already playing with blocks, so me and her sat down and started playing with the blocks with him.
Okay. How many blocks would you say were in the living room floor? A lot?
A lot.
Like more than 10?
I brought the whole bucket in and tipped it upside down.
The whole bucket? How many would you ballpark? You don't have to be exact, but how many blocks would you ballpark say that were in the bucket that you dumped all over the living room floor?
35.
35? Okay.
Because it's a really big.
And is it those big oversized Legos?
Yeah, like
The
yes.
toddler Legos?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So quite a few.
Yes.
Okay. And you said when you brought in SJ to the living room and put him on the floor, your daughter Sawyer was playing with the blocks already?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Walk me through what happened after that. Did you get down on the floor and play with them? Did you go do something else? Were they playing together?
No. I went to go sit down on the floor with them and play the blocks with
Okay.
them and like show them like, look, you can do this and all this stuff with it. They had no interest in it. They wanted to put it in their mouth and chew it.
Right.
But I mean, it was fun. He was literally fine, detective.
Okay. So we're talking about now probably 2:30 time frame. When you guys are playing, how long would you say y'all played in the living room floor with the blocks?
Not very long, honestly, because that's when everything, like I turned around, went to go get Philly a bottle, and, well, not Philly, but just a bottle,
SJ.
and that's when everything went wrong. There was no Legos behind him, nothing. It was just a real big thud on the ground, and I was like, okay. And then I ran over to SJ and noticed that he was.
So was he crying before you heard the thud?
Yes, he was. He was throwing a fit because I went and pick him up and I had to go make him a bottle.
Okay. Does he normally take bottles, or is he getting old enough to where he takes like sippy cups or a regular cup, or?
It's a hit and miss, to be honest.
Okay.
So, when she's at her mom's house, Aunt Philly will give him his bottle for nighttime, but at my house, I only give him sippy cups.
Okay.
Because they're just a pain in the butt to keep up with. I'm like, I can't do sippy cups anymore.
Okay. So what kind of liquid were you going to give him? Were you going to give him water, milk, juice?
Give him some water.
Some water? Okay.
As detectives move deeper into the timeline, they begin focusing on the final hours before the medical emergency. Adrian carefully reconstructs the day's routine, describing naps, playtime, messages sent to the child's mother, and interactions inside the home. Investigators repeatedly revisit specific times and sequences, testing whether her account remains consistent. Eventually, the conversation reaches the critical moment when she claims everything changed. From that point forward, detectives started concentrating on the mechanism of injury and whether the explanation matches the devastating condition doctors observed.
Water.
Some water? Okay. When you said you heard the thud, how far would you estimate that you were from him?
Here's my island. And then right over there in this little corner, he walked into my house. There's like this table with a couch in.
Yeah.
He was there, and then the island's like over here. Walked up to it, pulled open my refrigerator door, and then grabbed the milk, took the lid off, and then I don't know. It all happened too fast, and none of it made sense.
Okay. So Detective Casillas and I had gone down to Cook Children's, spoke to Felicity, or Philly, as you refer to her. We talked to a couple doctors. Obviously, we're still, just like I'm sure you are, waiting to hear about little SJ,
Right.
trying to find out his condition. I just want you to know that I'm about as laid back and as understanding as probably anybody in this entire building, okay? I know that everybody makes mistakes. I know that nobody's perfect. Parents especially make mistakes. We're all parents. We all have kids. I just want to give you the understanding that I'm here for you, okay? All I'm asking is that you're 100% truthful with me, and if there was something that maybe got out of hand, if there was an accident, if something happened in a different way than what we were originally told, I just want you to be truthful with me. I know this was a traumatic event for you, for Felicity, for the firefighters that were on scene working on them, for the paramedics, for some of the people at the ER, for some of the nurses at Cook's. It's a traumatic event. Nobody wants to see a 10-month-old in that kind of shape, okay? I just want you to be able to get anything and everything off your chest if you need to, and help me understand exactly what happened. Because I'll be the first to tell you, your story, I've been told by 2 medical doctors, does not explain his injuries.
That's literally what happened, sir. I'm sorry they don't believe me, but I right hand on the Bible, I would never lie.
Okay.
I swear on my daughter, if y'all want me to trade my daughter to y'all, then I guess that's what I would do.
Well, I would hope no parent would do that, honestly.
Did you catch that? She just said she would trade her daughter.
Then I guess that's what I would do.
Well, I would hope no parent would do that, honestly. But we've gotten several inconsistencies from our investigation. Like I said, you're walking out of here regardless what you tell me, okay? You're not in handcuffs. You're not being arrested.
Yes, sir.
But the story that you told us Monday and the same story that you just told us, Adrian, it's not adding up. He's got very, very severe injuries to his head, his neck, his cervical spine. He's in pretty bad shape.
I know. My husband
Okay.
told me, and I literally cried whenever I found out because I just don't understand. He was literally fine. I literally had 2 blocks in his head, and I don't know, rolled back.
Okay. So you brought the blocks up. I'm glad you did. I talked to the firefighters that were first on scene. I talked to all 4 of them yesterday. They told me there were no blocks in the living room floor.
Yes, there was.
I wasn't there.
Right, I remember.
You were.
Right.
The firefighters told me they didn't see any blocks.
There.
Granted, they were focused on the child.
Right.
I understand that. Things were moving at warp speed at that time because everybody's trying to get there and get the kid help and get him assessed, right?
Right.
They said there were no blocks in the living room floor. They said your house was very clean compared to a lot of the other trailers in that area that they've been to.
I like to keep my house clean for one, but I always have baby toys and blocks all over my floor.
Okay.
Like if you move my dog bags and look underneath the couch, there's some toys down there. If you look on my other couch, you'll see some toys there. There was toys in my living room.
Okay. So I understand from when the paramedics, the firefighters, and the couple of police officers that were there when they all left, I'm assuming you guys cleaned up, right?
Mason did whenever he got home from work.
Okay. So when because obviously by the time we went back over there and took photos of your house, there were no blocks in the living room floor. They were all in Sawyer's room. Do you know how he collected all those blocks out of the floor and put them in Sawyer's room?
Well, it wasn't that much either. It was probably like 4 blocks, but whenever I go in there, I scoop some up and just, there you go.
Lay them on the floor?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, you just told me there were like 35 blocks on the floor whenever.
No, I just said blocks were on the floor.
Right. We're not arguing that there were blocks on the floor.
Right.
You told me there were only like 4 blocks on the floor that you guys had to pick up and go put in Sawyer's room.
We had to pick them up to put them back in Sawyer's room, but there were blocks everywhere.
Okay. So why would 4 firefighters that don't know you from Adam, they don't know me from Adam, why would they say they didn't see any blocks or any toys in the living room floor?
I don't know, Detective. I loved SJ with my whole entire heart.
Okay.
I would never hurt him. I can't even hurt my little baby girl. I can't.
Right.
They were both saving grace in my life that I don't deserve. I didn't deserve my daughter at all, or my son, or not son. Oh God! Okay.
So you brought that up. I talked to Ashley yesterday. She brought up that you had a miscarriage recently. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I'm just trying to. I'm sorry to hear that. Nobody wants to have to experience that. How long ago did you have a miscarriage?
Well, we're in June now.
Yeah, first week of June.
Almost 3 months.
3 months ago. So about, was it March?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you have any other miscarriages before then?
One
Okay.
more before that.
You had another miscarriage before that? When?
Around like probably March, in the middle of March somewhere
Of this year or last year?
this year.
Okay. How many miscarriages have you had?
I've only had 2.
Okay. So you had one 3 months ago. And then when did the other one occur?
In April.
A month later?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
I was on my period before, and then found out I was pregnant while being on my period. And I was like, well, that's very odd.
okay. Were those treated at the hospital, the miscarriages?
Yes. But
Okay. So, and we're talking April is in 2023, like 2 months ago, April.
yes.
Okay. So you had a miscarriage in March and then a month later in April. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry. Who was the child's father for the incident in March and April?
Well, March and April was.
Was Mason?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is Sawyer's father?
He's not in the picture. I really don't like talking about it.
Okay. Can you at least tell me a name? I mean, he's not involved. He's not in trouble. Is his last name Jan? No? Do you know somebody named Winston? No? Okay. Detective Young was going through your cell phone, and you had made a phone call shortly before you had called Felicity to a phone number that comes back to a Winston Reynolds Jan, 94071.
That is my biological mother.
Winston? That's a guy.
That's my bio mom. She is literally.
Oh, the phone number belongs. Okay.
Yes.
So who is Winston? Is he a relative of yours?
Can I see the picture?
I don't have a picture of him, but
I just wanted to see which one you were talking about. But
21777 number that returns to a Winston Jan, I believe.
that's my biological mother's.
Your biological mom. What's her name?
Sandy.
Sandy. Okay. Do you normally talk to her?
So every now and then.
Okay. What, if you don't mind me asking, what was the conversation about on Monday with your bio mom?
I didn't talk to my bio mom. Actually, I didn't talk to nobody.
Well, you made the phone call to your bio mom. That's what you told me that phone number was.
She called me to check up on me. That's it.
On Monday?
Yes.
Okay. How long did you guys talk for?
Not very long.
Not very
I
long.
don't really care that much.
She doesn't care? Okay. Does she have any health issues or anything going on with her? What kind of things?
Manic depression, anxiety, ADHD, chronic psychosis, and I can't remember the last one.
So she's got a plate full of mental illnesses, it sounds like. She getting help for that? She getting treatment? No?
No.
Okay. So that's probably why you guys aren't as close, because she's got some problems to work on. I understand. Going back to SJ on Monday afternoon, did you call 911 first, or did you call Philly first?
I called Philly first and I said, hey, I need you to hurry and get to my house now. And I didn't have enough time to keep talking, so I hung up on her and I called 911. And the 911 people, they got to my house before Felicity did.
Okay.
At this stage, investigators began applying pressure. After allowing Adrian to repeat her account multiple times, the detective reveals that medical experts believe the explanation cannot account for the child's extensive injuries. Rather than accusing her outright, he offers opportunities to revise the story while presenting himself as understanding and supportive. When discrepancies emerge regarding details inside the home, detectives seize on them as potential cracks in her narrative. They also branch into her recent personal struggles, gathering background information while continuing to evaluate her credibility and emotional state.
They got to my house before Felicity did.
Okay. What was the conversation with Felicity on the phone? You said you told her to hurry up and get to your house. What were you telling her?
I was telling her to hurry up and get to the house because it was about SJ.
Okay. What'd you tell her about SJ?
I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know, bro. He's not breathing. His lips are turning purple. And then, like, she drops everything and barks, like, just runs to her car.
Okay. And you said you did CPR and you talked Monday about the 2 fingers. If I go grab a doll real quick, can you show me how you held him and how you did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me grab a doll right quick. And that way I'll get a better understanding. Okay.
Can I ask you some questions?
Sure.
When you said there was blocks in the living room, was it just the floor? Did you put like a...
I don't have carpet, so it is all hardwood floor.
Okay, so but you didn't put like a blanket or anything down or like a play mat? So it's just the blocks?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that how you always put them there?
Yeah, that's how I
Okay,
always
so
do it.
never a rug or a blanket under him?
Mhm.
Okay.
So this is a doll that we use. It's actually pretty life size. I mean, it's not the standard size for a baby, okay? So I'll hand this to you. If you can show me how he was sitting on the floor, if you want to use this desk right here, because they'll probably better here, use this desk. Show me how he was sitting on the floor in the living room, and then how he fell back.
This is,
So you're sitting up,
yeah, he was sitting up just like this, and then all of a sudden he just fell backwards.
okay?
And then I ran to him, stopped with everything I was doing, and then ran to him, started doing CPR, and I just,
Was he flat on the ground? Were you holding him?
He was flat on the
Anything
ground.
flat on the ground just like this?
yes,
Okay. So how were you, where was your body compared to his? Were you at the feet? Were you next to him?
I was hovering over him.
Okay. And what were you doing as far as CPR? Were you doing were you doing the mouth?
No, I don't have one of those things that cover up your mouth. I only know how to do CPR.
Okay. And demonstrate how you were doing CPR. 2 fingers in the center of the chest?
Yes.
How long did you do that for?
I sing the song Staying Alive until I'm done singing it.
Which is what they train you in CPR classes. Okay.
So it's about like a, 30 minutes long, maybe 3 minutes long.
Okay. Anything else that you can remember being on the floor with SJ?
No, sir, I mean, yeah, I really don't. Like, he was just, I turned him on his side and I got all the saliva out of his mouth and stuff, but
Did he have a lot of saliva in his mouth?
it was a lot. I even looked at his tongue and everything. He didn't bite his tongue.
Okay.
So it was just a very hard night that night.
Right. I understand. I appreciate that. Going back to what I was saying earlier about me being pretty laid back, I'm an understanding parent. She's an understanding parent. She's probably more understanding than I am. Every parent has their flaws. Every parent gets tired of their children at one point. Every parent gets frustrated with their children at one point. I know on Monday you told me that you think of SJ as your own child. Because you guys are pretty close, right? And you refer to yourself as your aunt and SJ as your nephew. Even though that's not the case, that's how close you are to him, right? So, from what I understand, he was fussy on Saturday, he was fussy on Sunday. Was he pretty fussy on Monday?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And not as bad as it was on Sunday.
Okay. So Sunday was pretty bad, fussy? Okay. So, it would be understandable as a parent. Now, if I weren't a parent, I wouldn't understand. But like I said, all 3 of us in this room right now are parents. It's pretty understandable to maybe lose your temper or to get onto your kids if they won't stop crying, if they won't stop getting into something, if they are not listening. That's understandable, right? Okay. If SJ is crying and being fussy and he's fighting his naps and he's not cooperating, I can understand how a parent would be pretty frustrated, if not lose their temper a little bit. Does this sound familiar? I mean, is that something that may have happened?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read a couple things real quick. I mean, there's nothing wrong with losing your temper on your kid when they're draining every ounce of energy out of you, you know? I mean, it's understandable. And any parent would tell you, there's times that my kid drives me up the freaking wall. She'll tell you, her kids drive her up the freaking wall. I've got a redhead, she drives me up the freaking wall. It's understandable. No parent is going to tell you, my kid is perfect and I love my kid and our family is perfect. Nobody will tell you that. I guarantee it. No parent will tell you that. Because that's pretty safe to say with you and Sawyer, right? I'm sure Sawyer's not a little perfect angel.
No, not really.
Okay, we're not perfect. I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying we are. But it's understandable if, coming from a parent's point of view, if something were to happen, hey, I think I lost my temper. He wouldn't quit crying. She wouldn't quit crying. Whatever the case is, here's what I did. If something like that happened, I need to know. Help me understand. I want to help you. If something truly happened, I just want to help. Okay? You're rocking out of here. Doesn't matter what you tell me, you're rocking out of here. But there's a lot that's not adding up. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm not going to beat around the bush. There's a lot that's not adding up.
Right, and I 100% agree with you. Like, it don't make sense at all. I don't know.
Okay. And I know you said you had you had PTSD, depression, anxiety, and bipolar 1. But you're taking medications for that, right?
Yes.
Everything's under control. You're not having any problems like it sounds like your bio mom is, right? Okay. So safe to say you've got that under control. Your doctor's got you rolling good. You're not having any issues, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The problem that I'm having is, again, some of these details are not quite adding up. How were you feeling on Monday?
I mean, I was fine. I'm just a little tired than usual.
Okay. And you told me that your normal, I actually wrote them down Monday. You told me that the medications that you take for those deficiencies were Seroquel,
And then that's it.
Lunesta, sertraline, hydroxyzine, and Buspar.
Those last three ones you just named off, they're for my depression only.
Sertraline, hydroxyzine, and Buspar, those are for your depression?
Yeah.
Okay. So today, or let me go back to Monday. Monday, had you taken all of those as well?
Yes, sir.
As normally prescribed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today, you said you've taken Lunesta, sertraline, and what else?
The hydroxyzine.
Hydroxyzine? Okay.
Yes, I do hydroxyzine and Buspar, both at each night, morning and day.
Okay. As prescribed.
Yeah, as prescribed, yes.
Okay. I'm going to read some things that I got from Cook Children's Medical Hospital down there in Fort Worth.
Can I ask a question before you do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have a doctor? I know you're on this medication. Who's your doctor?
Which one you want to know? I got a lot of them.
Okay, tell me all of them.
I go to Texology to see Dr. Oh, it's an Indian name for sure. I just can't.
Where's it at, you said?
Texoma Oncology.
Texoma?
Oncology?
Yes. It's the cancer center.
Yeah.
For you to get high with radiation and iron infusion in it.
Okay.
Is there a chance that you might be pregnant?
I miscarriage, guys.
I understand. I'm just asking right now. I mean, okay. I'm just asking.
So there's a doctor at Texoma Oncology that you go to.
They give me my iron infusions. I go to Gidget Bids, that's off of First Street. She's my therapist. I also go see a counselor, and her name's Brittany, and she also is at Rose Street. And I have to make sure I'm on top of my meds, and if I'm not, then I go literally AWOL.
Okay.
the interview begins shifting from fact-finding to confrontation. After documenting Adrian's account of the emergency, detectives introduce a common interrogation tactic, minimizing potential wrongdoing to make an admission feel safer. Rather than accusing her directly, they suggest that frustration, exhaustion, or a momentary lapse would be understandable under the circumstances. Adrian repeatedly rejects those openings and insists nothing happened beyond the fall she described. As her story remains unchanged, investigators pivot toward her medical history, medications, and emotional state while preparing to challenge her with evidence from the hospital.
I'm off my meds, and if I'm not, then I go literally AWOL.
Okay. You said you have been taking your medication constantly. How long have you been on that medication that you've been taking?
Since March of 2022.
Okay. And you've been on it. You haven't been off or anything
I
like
just
that?
got rid of my patch because I'm supposed to be a week free from my birth control patches.
Okay.
So I take it off and then I'll replace it again on Wednesday.
Okay. Other than, and I know you said you're diagnosed with depression. What else are you? I know he read a couple, but he was reading too fast that I couldn't write them down.
Bipolar 1,
Okay.
anxiety,
Anxiety.
you already said PTSD, right?
PTSD. Okay.
And ADHD.
ADHD. Is there anything else that you could possibly be diagnosed with that you don't know or aren't aware that maybe the doctor has?
Maybe.
Okay.
That might be a big possibility.
Okay. That's that one. Other than the medication that you take, do you take any street drugs? Marijuana, maybe to calm you, gummies?
No, ma'am. I'll have a beer here and there.
Okay, so maybe that's it, but no street drugs.
No.
Okay. You said if you don't take the medication, you would be AWOL. Explain that to me. What do you mean by that?
I wouldn't be all calm. I'd be kind of jittery.
Okay.
I gotta go clean here, here, and here. Say I was off my meds, I'd be coming over here trying to scrape it as well clean.
So, again, I was just going based off of what you had told me on Monday when we were down at Cook Children's on Tuesday, talking to a doctor. We spoke to a doctor. Her name is Dr. Peeler. She's the pediatrician that specializes in children's care, abuse, child abuse, that kind of thing. We told her exactly what was said that had happened, that he had a seizure, fell back, went unresponsive, because that's what you told us. They gave me a report Tuesday, and then they gave me a follow-up report yesterday. Says that the impression, which is the what they've discovered on SJ, was abusive head trauma and suspected child physical abuse. He's got bilateral subdural hemorrhaging, which is brain bleeds on both sides of his head, more so on the left. He had a bruise on the right side of his head. He had a bruise on the middle part of his back. He had pinpointed spots on his right arm. Seizure-like activity, which continued. I mean, he was having seizures while we were there on Tuesday. He's got intracranial hemorrhages and seizures. He became unresponsive at the babysitter's home. At this time, this finding is most consistent with trauma. A fall backward from a seated position would not explain this significant brain injury. In absence of medical condition or traumatic explanation, findings are very worrisome for abusive head trauma and child physical abuse. So, again, they said that they couldn't rule out, at the time, medical conditions. So I brought that up, talked to her. Hey, could this have possibly been a brain aneurysm? Could this have been a grand mal seizure? She was like, we don't know. We can't rule that out, but it's very, very unlikely that that is the cause. Then I get a bunch of we get photos. I've actually got the photos right here. So this is him in the bed. That's his head. There's his bruising right here on the right side of the head. These are all the sensors that are placed on his head to prevent from him having major seizures. Okay. These are little pinpoint impressions on his right arm, his upper right arm. This is the bruising, about the middle to lower of his back. To me, it looked like linear bruising, like a little. And she even has a little measuring. This little bruise up top is about 3 inches. This bottom one is about 6 inches. Okay. She then sent me a follow-up report yesterday because I was worried about little SJ, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened to him and if he's going to live or die. And she's very concerned as well. She then sent me some more investigation or some more follow-up paperwork. His cervical spine is pretty damaged. He's got a high neck sprain. His C3, 4, 5, and 6 are pretty damaged. The ophthalmology report, ophthalmology has to do with your eyes, your orbits. They were able to complete an MRI of his eyes. They said there were so many intra, pre, and subretinal hemorrhages, there were too many to count. They could not see his optic nerves on the MRIs due to so many retinal hemorrhages. You know what that means? There was so much bleeding back behind of his eyes because his eyes were so heavily damaged, they couldn't even see the optic nerve, the nerve that controls the eyes. That's pretty remarkable. That's pretty concerning. That's very concerning. That's damn concerning. There's so much pressure on his head that his eyes are, he can't even move his eyes. I mean, they're forced straight down, basically into his nasal cavity. He's got a high neck sprain. Like I said, I talked to Dr. Peeler. Basically, there's no way in hell, and they've proven it. And she's a medical professional. She's a doctor that this is her expertise. There's no way on God's green earth these injuries that SJ has been given is from him having a little minor seizure and falling backwards and hitting his head on that little wooden linoleum floor. Is it possible? Again, I'm not judging you. Everybody has problems, okay? Is it possible that him and Sawyer were giving you such a hard time Monday, whether he was crying, whether he was throwing blocks, whether Sawyer was crying, throwing blocks, you were having one of these parental moments, and you possibly lost your shit or got a little over-tempered?
No, sir.
I need you to be 100% completely honest with me.
I am being 100% honest with you. I would never, ever, ever hurt baby SJ.
Okay.
And whenever I was getting updates on him, like, my heart broke.
I want you to understand this, okay? I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to talk down on you. I need you to understand the stories that you have given us are complete bullshit.
But then
I'm telling you, the medical records, his injuries, the stories that we have been told by you, by Mason, are complete bullshit. I want you to do the right thing for SJ. Help me understand what exactly happened in your house. Because if I keep getting lied to, I can't say what the future is going to hold. It's already out all over social media. They only know what they're being told by the media. Okay? Help me understand for you and give a voice for you, and especially give a voice for SJ. I don't want you to lie and then something bad happen in the future And everybody out in the city of Wichita Falls and whoever can see Facebook or social media wants your head on a plaque on the wall because they think you killed a fucking 10-month-old. Help me understand what happened. Maybe I can help explain it. This is a mom taking care of 2 young kids. She's got mental health issues. She's doing her damn best to stay afloat. She's doing her damn best to take care of her own daughter. She's trying to get inflow of income. She's got a husband. He's busting his ass every day, 8 to 5. She's doing the best that she possibly can do for what the life she has been given and what she's going through herself. You understand what I'm saying? I want just to know the simple truths so I can be a voice for you.
Maybe I did get a little over upset, well, on Monday, but that's...
Okay, you said maybe you did get a little upset on Monday.
Maybe I did get a little upset, and I was already butt freaking tired because Sawyer just wasn't listening. And...
Okay, it's understandable. It's not wrong to get upset at kids.
I know it's wrong for what I did. So...
This is the moment the interview takes a dramatic turn. Armed with detailed medical findings, detectives abandon the possibility that a simple fall caused SJ's condition. They methodically outline the extent of the child's injuries, using expert opinions and hospital reports to dismantle the explanation Adrian has maintained from the beginning. Once the accidental narrative is weakened, investigators transition into a theme of stress, exhaustion, and parental frustration. Rather than accusing her outright, they offer a path toward admission by suggesting that a brief loss of control would be understandable, hoping guilt and pressure will accomplish what direct confrontation has not.
Help me understand what happened. Walk me through. You said maybe you got a little upset. Walk me through what happened.
Whenever I was laying him down, I laid him down, gave him his passy, and it would be a constant game of going back in there, giving him his passy, back in there and go back and giving him his passy. And then, I don't know, he woke up, they were doing fine, and I guess I might have hit his head on like the crib or the wall or the ground maybe.
Okay, I don't want you to guess. Okay, I don't want you to guess. Because when you start guessing, you're not telling the truth. I don't want to paint you as a liar. I want to paint you as a damn good mother that is doing the best that she can with what she's got. Okay? I just want you to tell me exactly what happened. Help me understand what you were going through whenever SJ is having a fit. Whatever happened in the bedroom, whatever happened in the living room. I want you to be completely honest with me. Okay?
Well, at the beginning of that day, me and my husband were supposed to have a wedding, but then he wanted to cancel it, so that's that.
Why did he want to cancel it?
Because we don't have the money right now.
Okay.
I hit his head on the crib, and I hit his head on the wall.
Okay, so using this doll, you said you hit his head on the crib and hit his head on the wall. And we're talking about SJ, correct? Now, did this happen in the living room or Sawyer's bedroom? Sawyer's room? Okay. Oh, well, there's a wall right there next to you. Well, pretend this is SJ. Show me in your own words what happened.
Something like that. I can't. It's a little research.
I mean, SJ's probably, what, 30-something pounds? He's pretty big little kid, right?
He is. He's really heavy.
Okay. So it's understandable. Listen to me. Look at me. It's understandable you probably lost your shit. You're dealing with 2 kids. You've got enough on your plate as a single, or as a mother. You're not single. You have enough on your plate. You've already got drama with Mason. That kind of ups the ante a little bit. You're frustrated because you're trying to marry the guy that you love. Right? Now you've got a 1.5-year-old daughter. Now you've got a screaming 10-month-old kid that won't shut the hell up. It's driving you up the fucking wall. Nobody is going to blame you, okay? People lose their shit.
I don't miss my shit. I'm just trying to just deal with it.
It's stressful. Having kids is stressful. I will be the first to tell you. Having more than one is very stressful. Especially when it's just you by yourself. And you're young. You're what, 20? 22? That's a lot of stress on a 22-year-old woman that already has a 1.5-year-old daughter. Now is having to take responsibility for a 10-month-old kid that's not even hers, that is crying, won't shut the hell up. Now you're having these mental issues start taking an effect. That's a lot on your plate, Adrian. So how many times would you say you hit his head on the wall?
Just once, and on the crib just once. And then whenever he fell backwards, throwing a fit in the living room, and that's when everything went wrong.
Okay, so let's use this table. Say this is the inside of the crib, this is the rail of the crib. Was it harder?
It was hard. Not really, no.
Okay. Because the doctors that we spoke to, they said this is very indicative of shaken baby syndrome.
Just,
Were you here? Do you want me to tell you what my theory is? And will you tell me if I'm right or wrong? Okay. Let me see the dog. Okay. You take the dog out of the crib. He's crying, right? Because he doesn't want to take a nap. Am I right?
yes,
Okay. Why won't you shut the fuck up? Why won't you shut up? You're frustrated.
I would never shake SJ though. I was frustrated 100,000%. Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying you did. That's just my theory.
Right.
Because I understand you had a lot on your plate.
Right, I understand, but I would never ever shake SJ like that. Maybe I might bump his head on the wall or something like that, or kind of get over a little stimulated and stuff.
Okay. So I know he's a little heavy, but I know you're frustrated. And I appreciate you for being honest with me. I really do. That will go a long way. You're still walking out of here. Okay? Because we still have a lot of follow-ups to do.
Well, I just wanted to spend the most time with my husband.
All you want to do is what?
Just spend time with my husband as much as we can.
Okay.
Because I don't have my daughter anymore.
Where's your daughter?
Her grandparents' house.
Her grandparents' house?
Yeah, they won't let me come up there and see her.
How did that take place?
My sister texted me saying she wanted to move out and told me that she told Mason it don't matter, and then my mom and dad don't really talk to me anymore, and then now they're most definitely not going to talk to me.
Now why did Ashley move out?
I don't know. She didn't talk to me all day the day before, so I don't know.
Why do your grandparents have your daughter?
Mason thought it was a good idea to give her to him in case anything goes happen.
But Mason's not the child's father. Can you just tell me the name? I'm not going to go track him down. I just want to make sure that we're talking about the same people here. Is it Winston?
No, I promise.
Why won't you tell me his name?
Because if I tell you, then I might get charged with something else.
You're not going to get charged. He's not even involved. I just want to know the family tree. That's all I'm concerned about. How everybody was related. I don't give a shit about the child's father. I just want to know, just for my knowledge.
Do you know who Isai Torres is?
Isai Torres? Doesn't ring a bell. Should it?
He's in and out of jail a lot.
What's he in and out of jail for?
Controlled substance or weed.
So he's just a drug user.
Yeah.
So, like I said, nobody's perfect. Everybody has their flaws. Back to SJ. How many times, honestly, take a minute, think back to when he was giving you a hard time in the bedroom. How many times that his head hit the crib, and how many times did his head hit the wall?
He never hits his head on the wall.
No, but you.
Yeah, I did that, but whenever he's sleeping and he starts rolling, he'll hit his head on the back of the wall. But I only hit his head on the crib once.
You only hit his head on the crib once?
Yes.
Okay. What about the wall?
Not in the same room, it would be in the living room area, because that's where my daughter was.
Okay.
But can you refresh my replay the question?
Well, let me kind of stop. Have you taken anything other than your meds today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many times and where did you hit SJ's head on the wall? Let me kind of stop you. You said that you hit SJ's head on the crib in Sawyer's room,
Yeah.
on Sawyer's crib. Now, where did the head contacting the wall take place?
We went to the living room because Sawyer wanted to watch a movie, and I knew SJ would watch a movie too, so I put on Trolls for them, and that's really it.
Okay. Where you didn't bring up the incident about him hitting the wall?
I mean, there was a little hallway outside of Sawyer's bedroom, so I want to say this one.
Okay. Now hold the doll like that's SJ and show me how you. I know you kind of showed me here, but how are you holding him and how did he hit his head? Okay. How many times did that happen?
This is the first major shift in Adrian's story. After nearly an hour of denying any physical wrongdoing, she begins acknowledging incidents that were never mentioned in her original account. Detectives immediately recognize the significance and slow the conversation down, asking her to demonstrate events rather than simply describing them. At the same time, they continue using empathy as a tool, framing stress and frustration as normal reactions rather than malicious intent. The strategy starts producing results, with Adrian moving away from absolute denials and toward explanations that attempt to account for at least some of the injuries doctors had documented.
Okay. How many times did that happen?
Only once.
Okay. Were you screaming at him? Was he screaming?
He was screaming.
He was screaming? You weren't screaming at him or anything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these injuries were not caused from shaken baby syndrome like everybody else is telling us. These injuries, and you're telling us these injuries are caused by you hitting his head on the crib and you hitting his head on the wall.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything else you're leaving out? Because I don't want to paint you as a liar. I want to paint you as being fully cooperative, 100% truthful. That way I can kind of help explain things for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, so you're saying one time on the crib, one time on the wall.
Yes, sir.
And let me see the doll. And so basically you said you were holding him like this, and then you like threw his head into the wall?
Well, that's kind of a baby doll, so his head didn't sling back like
Right,
that.
but you said you basically
Yes.
like that?
Yes, sir.
Or did you like pile drive him? Did you?
No, I didn't have him like that.
Okay, so at the time, was he screaming?
Yes and no. He was like trying to breathe for air and stuff.
He was trying to breathe for air, and that's when you thumped him threw him against the wall?
Yes, but that was before I even called my mom.
Okay, and that happened in the hallway outside of Sawyer's bedroom? Okay, so now that I've got an understanding, because I figured there was something that happened, were there any blocks on the living room floor?
It was
Okay,
because Sawyer was playing in there, and then after everything happened, I called my husband. Then he came home and he just started picking things up.
okay. Did you tell him exactly what had happened?
I did.
You told him about thumping his head against the wall?
No, I haven't.
Okay. You just told him the story that you told us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after you hit his head on the crib, you hit his head on the wall in the hallway. Now walk me into the living room. What was he doing while you were holding him? What transpired after that?
He had his head here, and we were just sitting down, and we were watching Trolls, and then he kept on trying to get to my daughter Sawyer, so I set him down to play blocks with her, and he starts just crying hysterically. And I was just telling him, I'll be right back, it's okay, I just need to get you some milk. And then I didn't hear no crying, So then I stopped everything what I was doing. I turned around and I saw SJ was on the floor.
Okay. So at that point, did you realize, oh shit, I fucked up?
Yes, sir.
Like maybe I went a little too far? Okay, so just to clarify, the story that you told us on Monday night is not the story that happened.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did Sawyer see this happen?
Not really, no, sir. She was there when I was doing CPR and SJ.
Okay. Did Sawyer was crying in the bedroom. Was he crying after you hit his head on the crib?
SJ, no. Like,
Or, I'm sorry, SJ. I think I said Sawyer. Sorry,
Okay.
SJ.
SJ is. No. I don't think SJ. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be Sawyer. It would have to be SJ.
Right. Okay. So yeah, we're talking about SJ. We're not talking about Sawyer here. We're talking about SJ. When you picked up SJ out of the crib because he was crying and throwing a fit, when you hit his head on the crib, did he continue to cry?
No, sorry.
No. So did he stop crying automatically?
No, he was still kind of like whining in a way because he was hungry.
Okay.
So I got him some SpaghettiOs, and then
You're kind of getting off track here. We're in Sawyer's room at the crib.
Right.
He was crying in the crib
Yes, sir.
because he wouldn't take a nap.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you picked him up and you said you hit his head on the crib and you demonstrated it, did he continue to cry after you hit his head on the crib?
Yes.
Okay. Was it more of a louder cry now?
No, sir. It was still at a similar.
Still about the normal?
Still at a normal.
Okay. When you walked him out of the bedroom into the hallway, did he continue to cry?
Somewhat.
Okay. And I guess, is that the cause for hitting his head on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Because I know the end goal, you don't want the babies to cry. You want them to stop crying.
Yeah.
That way you can recollect yourself.
Right.
Understandable. Completely understandable. After you hit his head on the bedroom wall, or the hallway wall, was it a door frame or a door, or was it just a wall?
Well, it was just a plain sheetrock wall.
Just a plain sheetrock wall. Okay, thank you for that. Did he continue to cry after that?
Yeah, he did. And then he went down to play blocks at Sawyer, and then whenever I came back, like didn't even get to make the bottle, of course, then went back, turned around on him, and
So he went downhill pretty quick as soon as you set him down on the living room floor?
yes, sir.
Okay. Other than Sawyer, have you cared for any other kids?
I care for a lot of kids. I care for my friends from high school, but that aren't legally mine, but Sawyer is my legal daughter.
So you've cared for your high school friends' kids
Before in the past.
before? Has anything like that happened with them?
Yes, sir.
So you only lost your cool with SJ and no other child?
Yes, sir.
Because I just want to make sure, because I don't want this to make it look like every kid that you've had,
Right.
you've severely abused or something like that. But I also understand that mental illnesses take a large toll on people. I 100% understand. I just want to make sure that you're being 100% completely truthful with me. That way there's not going to be any further surprises or something that comes up in the future.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of? Did you black out at all
Yes, sir.
while this incident in Sawyer's room was going on?
Yes, sir, because I would have fell to the ground if I did.
You would have fell if you blacked out? So you didn't black out. Do you remember everything vividly?
Not very vividly, but like bits and pieces here and there.
Bits and pieces?
Like I'll dream about it all the time.
Conscience eating at you? Is there anything that is it possible you hit his head a different number of times on the crib or the hallway wall?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm assuming, again, because I'm not a medical doctor, but after talking to the medical doctor here at United Regional and Dr. Peeler at Cook's, I'm assuming it was a pretty forceful hit.
I sort of like forcibly hit him like that. I mean, yeah, I did hit his head a couple times, but nothing like that.
Detectives now have what they were working toward, an admission that parts of Adrian's original story were false. With that opening secured, they carefully walk her through the sequence again, looking for additional details and testing whether her new account can explain the medical evidence. As the conversation continues, she acknowledges acting out of frustration but minimizes the force involved and struggles to reconcile her actions with the severity of SJ's injuries. Meanwhile, investigators reinforce the idea that honesty is her best option, repeatedly checking for omissions while comparing her evolving version of events against the conclusions of medical experts.
A couple times, but nothing like that.
Okay. Anything that you're leaving out that you want to clear the air and get off your chest? Okay. Give me a minute. You need a bottle of water or anything? Sure? You okay? All right. Give me a minute. Let me step out. I'll put this thing up and I'll be right back,
I'm
okay?
gonna ask some questions if you don't feel like
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you kind of demonstrated how you hit him. The first time you showed, like, the back of his head and then the side of his head, right? Was that just on Monday, or were there other days where you hit him as well, or something else? Or was it just Monday when you lost your temper? Just Monday. You know, around what time? Was it after his nap or before his nap?
He usually snacks throughout the day.
No, his nap.
Oh, sorry. She took about a 2-hour nap.
So was it after his nap or before?
Well, actually, I fell asleep before Sawyer, and my daughter fell asleep in my arms.
Okay. So then what I'm trying to ask is when did the hitting of his head occur? Did it occur before he took a nap or after he took a nap? After he took a nap, so when he woke up. And you went to pick him up? And when you went to pick him up out of the crib?
He was fine.
Okay. So when you picked him up out of the crib, is that when the incident occurred?
Yes and no. Like, yes, I was still in there, but yeah, I did hit his head on the crib.
Okay. And then you said the wall coming out. Okay. He's a big boy. So
He's a big boy.
Yeah. So, when you hit him, or when you hit his head against the crib, I know you showed us how you did it, but I mean, some kind of shaking is involved in there, I think. Wouldn't you say?
I have no idea.
So talk to me about your dreams. Like, how does that replay in?
It just replays in my head, and when he hit his head on the crib and the wall. That's it.
Okay, and that's all. So know that you can remember. Did you ever shake him when he was maybe sitting down, maybe, or anything like that?
If he's sitting down, he's usually sitting on my feet.
Okay. Okay. Is it possible that maybe you don't remember everything that you did to SJ?
Could be.
Could be.
Okay. Real quick, kind of what I was thinking. Okay, you're sitting down now. Can you stand up? And here, let's move. All right. We'll just say this table is the crib. Okay. So this is the whole inside of the crib. The outside of the table are edges. Can you show me while you're standing up, holding him? And assuming that he's crying right now and being loud.
Just something like that.
Okay. Just once, right?
Yeah.
On the back of the head?
Yes.
Okay.
And then
And then if you're walking into the hallway, you can use the wall. Okay. What part of his head struck the wall that you remember?
Either his left side or the right side.
So if you come out of Sawyer's room, if you're in Sawyer's room, like this doorway right here you're in Sawyer's room. When you go out of the doorway, what direction do you have to turn to go back towards the living room?
The hallway, the long hallway.
You have to turn right? So if you come out of Sawyer's room and you hang a right, you're going towards the living room. What side of the wall was his head making contact with? On the right side or the left side? If the living room's over here,
His right side.
so the right side of his head hit the right side of the wall,
Yes.
which now that kind of explains the bruising that they saw at Cook's on the right side of his head.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to add?
Yes, sir.
You feel a little bit better now? So you don't have to live a lie?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I appreciate that. You want to have a seat?
Do you know anything about maybe the bruising to his back? Is there anything? I know he showed you the pictures.
Yeah, that's what I meant to
If
ask.
there was anything else
Nothing on the back.
that you can remember, because we talked about maybe.
Nothing that I can remember of somebody like really just like squeezing SJ like that. I mean, sometimes his mom's maybe, but I don't know. I don't know what happened at home. I'm not accusing her or anything. I don't know.
So
what's going on.
before you kind of lost your temper with him, there were no issues. Nothing had happened between you and him before the crib incident?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're saying yes.
Yes.
You mean yes, like something happened, or no, nothing happened?
No, nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Okay. Mason wanted to talk to me for a sec and then get you guys out of here. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being honest and truthful with me. Honesty goes a long way. Okay. We'll work on things, see what happens in the near future with SJ.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we want him to survive. That's the most important part. Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How did you guys get here?
Mason drove.
He drove? Okay, so y'all came in one car? Okay. Give me a sec, let me go get Mason. And then, are you comfortable just sitting out in the lobby and hanging out until we're done, and then he can take you back to the house? All right, sit tight, let me go make sure he's still here. If you want to sit down.
He's gonna go
Okay.
check if he's still here, maybe he left somewhere or something like that.
Sometimes he leaves.
Yeah, I think we took quite a bit, so he may have left, and so I'll have to wait for him to come back. So, thank you for speaking with us today, again.
Following the interrogation, investigators compared Adrian Vetter's statements with the extensive medical evidence collected from Cook Children's Medical Center. Doctors concluded that SJ's injuries were far too severe to have been caused by the accidental fall she originally described. Medical specialists documented multiple brain bleeds, severe trauma to his neck and spine, extensive retinal hemorrhaging, and injuries consistent with abusive head trauma. Detectives also believed Vetter minimized what had actually happened, concluding that the injuries were more severe than the actions she eventually admitted to during questioning. SJ remained hospitalized in critical condition for more than 2 weeks, but despite continued treatment, he died from his injuries on June 23, 2023. After his death, prosecutors upgraded Vetter's original charge of injury to a child to murder. A Wichita County grand jury later indicted her, and the case moved forward to trial. On April 15, 2024, rather than proceeding to trial, Vetter accepted a plea agreement in Wichita County's 78th District Court. She pleaded guilty to the murder of 10-month-old Sean S.J. Mitchell. Judge Meredith Kennedy sentenced her to 50 years in prison, with credit for time already served in jail while awaiting the outcome of the case. With that plea and sentence, the criminal case came to an end, closing one of the most disturbing child abuse investigations in Wichita Falls in recent years.